Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? We have a brand new video today with a Kahhori Surfer deck guide. It is the deck I use to hit Infinite this season. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in case you guys did not know, Kahhori is a 4-cost, 6-power card, the brand new Series 5 card that did release yesterday, and she is a lot of fun. She has the on-reveal text. Each card in your hand gives one of your cards in play +1 power. This is not just it can only hit a card one time as well. It can hit the same card multiple times. And since we're playing Surfer, you can have a huge Sebastian Shaw, spread out power as another kind of little Surfer option here. Or it just really depends on what you got going on. We have Zabu in this list, of course, to be able to potentially get Kahhori out earlier or play her even later in the game with some better opportunities. But let's go ahead and jump right into what we have in the deck, and then we'll break down each card individually, as well as some substitutions for these cards. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this is going to be the deck here on screen, and this is going to be What If Surfer. The deck code, of course, will be down in the description below, but it's pretty much a hybrid list of two of the best Surfer lists I saw on Untapped. I made some of my own personal preferences and changes to this list to make it fit more of the Kahhori mold. You have all 3 power boosters with Gwenpool, Kahhori, and Galacta. You also do have the Surfer line, a card generation line with Iron Patriot, Zabu to discount these 4-cost cards. You're also using Captain Carter, and Captain Carter actually does get some really solid value in this list. You're using Sarah. There's a bunch of just different options and different, lines to this, which I like about Surfer, is when there's more than just one line you can play through. You have a bunch of different ways you can win. But let's go ahead and jump right into why we have each card in this list individually. So starting off first, we do have Zabu in this list. We do have 4-cost cards, and Zabu will reduce them to 3-cost, base cost. It's not going to be a 3-cost that can get buffed by Surfer, of course, but when you do have your Sarah on the board, these are 2-cost cards, just like the 3-cost cards with Sarah. So that's another reason we have that for some energy cheating. Being able to potentially get a Galacta or a Gwenpool out early is really nice. Even a Captain Carter out early to be able to get hit by a potential Kahhori, or just Captain Carter being discounted, so you can play Captain Carter out with some Galactus stuff. Like, there's a bunch of different ways you can use Zabu in this list to get value, which is interesting. You have Iron Patriot for some card generation. You could also use Kate Bishop instead if you don't want to use Iron Patriot to potentially get some more Kahhori value, as well as some more unknown factors and some potential arrows that can give you value. Since you're not running Killmonger in this list, you don't have to worry about those 1-cost cards being destroyed. You also have Brood in this list, which is a phenomenal target for your Galacta, for your Gwenpool. Maybe not the best for Kahhori, but can also be solid for your Captain Carter, because, the back row is going to be those 2 Broodlings if Captain Carter is in the 1st or 2nd slot, which is really nice here with the Brood value. Of course, this is a great Surfer target because Surfer gives +6 additionally to this card that already drops 6 power, and whatever, Brood's base power is what the Broodlings are going to be. You also, of course, this is Silver Surfer, so you're running 3-cost cards that do get buffed from Silver Surfer and get good value. You have Juggernaut to potentially just solidify lanes. Let's say your Shaw got big early and it's a main Shang-Chi target, you can use Juggernaut to push them off of that lane, or just to solidify you win lanes because you have priority and make it so your opponent just cannot win that lane at all whatsoever. You have Sebastian Shaw in this list as well too. Sebastian Shaw gets an additional 2 power whenever he receives a point of power, or any point of power. So like 1 power from Kahhori means this is +3 instead of just +1. Surfer means it's +4 instead of +2. Also, any locations that can add power to cards as well. It means he gets an additional +2 in those interactions as well. So this card gets some really good value from a lot of our enablers, Gwenpool, Galacta, and also Kahhori, as well as Surfer. You have Luna Snow. Luna Snow is to enable you to be able to get your Sarah out early. You can also use this potentially to be able just to have extra energy going into later turns without a Sarah, to be able to play 2 3-cost cards on turn 5. You can play 3 on turn 6, or even a 4-drop and a 3-cost card on turn 6. You can, or you don't necessarily have to have this. I really enjoy this card in this list to get Sarah out early, or just to be able to have extra energy. You are giving your opponent extra energy opposed to using a Hope Summers, but this is quicker than having to use a Hope Summers because you automatically have 5 energy going into turn 4, opposed to having to play cards on the Hope Summers to get that extra energy, but Hope Summers could be a substitute there. You do have Captain Carter, which of course gives the back row her power, which is really interesting to be able to steal games because your opponents don't necessarily calculate for the extra power getting onto your cards because of Captain Carter. which has honestly stolen me actually a lot of games. And sometimes my mental math, I've forgotten the mental math with Captain Carter here. You don't necessarily have to have Captain Carter in this list. I've been seeing a lot of people also run Enchantress. Depending on how much ongoing you are facing, you could put Enchantress in here instead of Captain Carter. Of course, I think Galacta is a staple in Surfer now with the power to be able to give 3 power to the next card you play onto a different lane. It is really solid into your Brood, into your even like a Surfer or any other 3-cost tech card. This card is absolutely solid. Of course, we also do have Gwenpool. Gwenpool is in this list to be able to give 2 power 3 times in a row. It can be either hit the same card or it can hit different cards. It really just depends. It's RNG. So this gives you good buffs to your Surfer cards, to your Brood's great, to your Shaw is amazing. So it gives you a bunch of different outs there, or even just adding power. Just in general, your opponent has to calculate what cards actually got hit by Gwenpool. What are they about to play down on this turn, which I think adds another just great layer to Surfer. Next, we do have Kahhori. Kahhori is kind of like Gwenpool, but it is Gwenpool for the board. So we have all 3 of, I said, the power buffers in this deck. I really like this as another just line here instead of having to do the Gwenpool. And like with Surfer 2, you're not playing a lot of cards out early, so more often than not, you're getting at least 4 hits with your Kahhori, sometimes even more, just really depends on your hand state. You also can potentially use it with Iron Patriot value to be able to add extra, cards to your hand, even if you want to do Kate Bishop instead, like I was saying, that's an extra 2 power Kahhori can bring, which is honestly pretty solid as well. And then, of course, we do have Sarah. Sarah is the discounting queen, as she makes your 3-cost cards cost 2, so you can play 3 3-cost cards on turn 6. Getting this out on turn 4 is great because you have 2 different turns. You can kind of maximize your 3-cost or even the 4-cost cards that have been hit by Zabu. It just flows really well in this list. If you don't want to necessarily do like the Kahhori or like the Gwenpool, you could go more leaning into the original Sarah build and just do more tech 3-cost cards. At that point, I honestly would probably do Ika's build. I've honestly been enjoying that build as well, where you're using Snow Guard instead of Zabu. You're using Kate Bishop and Iron Patriot. You're only using 2 4-cost cards, and that's going to be Kahhori and Galacta. The rest of it is a 3-cost kind of tech slot like you normally see with Surfer. We're running Mobius into the discard matchups because discard is a pretty tough matchup overall with the way Bullseye and all of that is running amok right now, so just keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and jump right into some gameplay from stream from yesterday when I did actually hit Infinite with this list, and then I will see you guys at the end of the video. Just unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. They're going to have Kunlun now for their shield, too. And Sanctum? What is this game? Man, back-to-back just games with bad locations. Back-to-back games with bad locations. Bro, what is this? What is this cheese? Can that go far left? Just don't go middle? Okay. Okay. It's assumed to be coming at the end of the month or June 3rd. Those are the 2 dates we have. This is so funky, bro. If I don't get Brood, we're kind of cooked. If I don't get Brood here, we're kind of cooked. They, of course, do have to get Sam Wilson. Okay. So this... Goodness. What's up, Son of Thunders? I mean... How do I win this, guys? Polaris comes here. If I do this, that... Surfer just hits Luna. Kahhori hits 4 cards. I think we're just cooked, right? So it'd be 3 cards. This adds +5. Our difference is 5. FOE ball. Oh. So this is the only way we can tie. But better than losing a cube. Some early Sarah things could be nice. Yo, catch you later, Big Boss Odin. I appreciate you. What are we seasoning the steaks with today, KO? What we got? What we got going on over there? I think, do I go Luna? What's going on, Big B-Dog? Welcome in. Welcome in. You are so funny. I mean, I go Luna left here. They have Dazzler. Okay, so it's ongoing list. What do I get? And I get Samurai. Ooh. This can get really interesting really quick. Montreal steak seasoning, black pepper, and salt. Oh my gosh, yes. Yo, let's go on a collection game. Doing good, bro. How you doing? Welcome in. This is really interesting. So I get Sarah out early. They Cosmo'd middle. Okay. I Sarah here. Into Galacta Brood. That's probably our goal. We have a bunch of options. I don't know. This is really interesting. Into Thanos. I think this is Thanos ongoing. Because they have 5. Oh, well, it's either Thanos ongoing or it's Agamotto ongoing. But I think it's Thanos because it's 5. 5 extra cards. Because Agamotto's 4 spells. And that, yeah. This would be very interesting. There's Blarvel into Ant-Man. Okay, interesting. I'm liking Kahhori. She's very fun. Very fun. Okay, this is Galacta Brood. Or is... I don't know, man. I mean, I have to play Brood right because we don't get the Cosmo value. Or it might just not be a Brood game just because Cosmo exists, you know? So it might be Galacta Middle. Galacta Middle makes more sense into Gwenpool. They have Super Scroll and Time Stone. Of course it hits Silver Samurai. So if I go Brood, Silver Samurai, Kahhori, Zabu, Surfer. Mockingbird is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mockingbird cost 1. They could play Mockingbird, Thanos, and another card. Oh, it's only turn 5? Also true. Also true. I think actually we are going to skip here. If I go Captain Carter... No, I don't play Captain Carter out. I do think it's still Brood, Kahhori, Silver Samurai, Zabu, Surfer. Yeah. Is there a world? I mean, if I snap this, they retreat. So I think we'll just play it up for 2. Thanos, Mockingbird, Power Stone. That's not all stones. I don't want to give them Carter for their Super Scroll. Here, Arishem. Yo, Zappa, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Welcome in. Good to see ya. I probably won't be doing Luna here, just unless I get Sarah. I don't necessarily want to give Arishem extra energy, if I'm being honest. If I'm being fully transparent here. I don't necessarily want to give Arishem extra stuff over here. That's true. It is better than Psychedelic Banana. Very true. Nico with the draw too. Wow. I did draw the Sarah. I did draw... Okay, that's not bad. They cable, they steal one of my cards, and then they draw 2 cards. Into first Ghost Rider hitting Shadow King. I do have Sarah. I do have Zabu value. I will be playing Captain Carter on the right. They also have Sarah. I go Galacta, Captain Carter, and I snap. So I'm going to get a big Captain Carter for value over here. They have one of my cards. They Crossbones, Luna, Surfer. So they have my Surfer. All systems go. But I'm not too worried about it. I have Shaw. So I go Carter... Galacta. Does this work the way I think it does? Shaw, Juggernaut, Kahhori. If I math this out, This is 7 plus 9 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. This should be a dub. Go Shaw, Jug. Unless if that's Chi, right, I am cooked. Cersei. Do they have the Chi? Mockingbird, cool. They don't have it. We love that for us. Love that for us. Okay. The one this next week, Sniper? The one with, ooh, that's interesting. The one with Cannonball and Pixie and whatchamacallit? Ultron? Magic? Huh. Wow. I'm gonna go Sarah now. Get rid of my ice, and then I can go Carter Kahhori this next turn. They Wong. I mean, surely they're not just doing Black Panther things, right? Surely not. Think it's time for a couple new emotes? I think that is totally fair. This is weird. I think they set up their board and then they do other stuff, right? Gore. This. That. I mean. No. I think it's this. That. And that's Yeah, I'm only seeing Goliath still in some Thanos list and also in some... We got Brodog. Is this B-Dog's cousin? I'm seeing a lot of it in Erisham and a little bit in Thanos. More so in Erisham if they draw it, of course. But kind of, I guess, depends. Luna Snow will be interesting here. Let's do... What we got going over here? Fogwells. They always play a card here, so I can go this over here. What's going on, Frosty? Coulson. Oh, they're playing some Kahhori things, right? It is a lot of gold. It is a lot of gold. I'm gonna do that. Devil Dinosaur. So they're playing this version, huh? Why is the flexing on stock? Because Wombi just redeemed flexing. They have Shaw and Black Bolt. Wait, that's actually much better for us? Hold on. Wait. That actually cooks. Granted, I don't know what their last card is. But... do I ever... if I snap, do they retreat? What do you think, guys? If I snap, do they retreat? You think we don't snap? You think we just play safe here? So this is 12 plus another 6 is 18. I think it is... I think it's this. No, I think it's still that. Oh, is it Kate into Kahhori? Huh. Interesting. So we got ourselves a nice little casserole here. A nice little casserole? We got a little Kahhori value. Kahhori hit Luna twice and hit Gwenpool once, opposed to hitting the ice at all, which was good. Mythweaver, that's a cool name. Monster Island. I go Iron Patriot into Luna Snow. Surely I only prosper. Fire Hair. I think this works as intended. Maybe not. They Iron Patriot. I go... Shaw? Misery. Okay, so I can win left. Moonstone, Victoria Hand, Valentina. Go Sarah. I can go. So they 8. How am I doing this? If I go Galacta. Damn. Am I relying on a Kahhori here? Am I relying on Kahhori here, guys? I think in Kahhori we trust. Oh my god. Hey, Kahhori, we trust! Oh my gosh. Wow. The 2 procs on Galacta too, by the way. 2 on Monster, 2 on Galacta. And it isn't just individual cards, okay? So like you could hit the same card multiple times. It just depends on RNG. Always GG them afterward. No, Mr. Dougie. What's going on, Jay? How you doing, bro? So if you have 7 cards in your hand and you have 2 cards on the board, she's gonna hit those 2 cards. Like, it's random which one she hits more. She could hit the same card 3 times, you know? Or she could hit 1 card 7 times. So it just really is RNG at that point. Okay, so do they play... I mean, if they don't play... They don't play Annie. I mean, what do they play here? Victoria Hand. Okay. Yes, Gwen pulled the cards in play. Exactly. What is this game? Okay, this game kind of crazy. This game kind of crazy, bro. Kind of crazy. There's the Mirage gets either my Juggernaut or my Brood, which also does get Victoria Hand value. So like this is two cards coming here, right? So I either hit Sebastian Shaw potentially twice or 4 times. We could also hit Zabu multiple times. Like, this is gonna be very interesting. This is gonna be very, very interesting. Yeah, Helicarrier Kahhori would be a cool interaction. Like you Lady Sif your Helicarrier. Could be pretty cool. I've had instances where my Sebastian Shaw got to 18 power because it was the only card on the board. Red Guardian hits my Kahhori. This is Kahhori Gilgamesh, like some zoo stuff. Could be very interesting. If I snap this Sarah, it means I have Surfer. And I think we do snap the Sarah, especially since Shaw didn't get hit by Red Guardian. We can kind of set this up pretty well. Let me see. Kahhori hitting just the acid arrow is really cool. I like that. That's the Broodling on the right, I believe. Dazzler, Brood. And then I go... Do I go Juggernaut, Carter, Brood? I think it's Jug, Carter, Brood. They have a Demon, so Demon's going to be pretty big. Demon will be 8 middle. I'm adding 5 plus 4 plus another 3 on each, so I'm adding another 7, right? So 5, so it's 10. I'm adding 50. Am I adding 15 power middle? I'm adding 15 power middle. They need to add a demon and another card here to get the extra value. I'm solidifying this lane. I could also knock a card to the right. They kind of have to high roll here. I think maybe they don't have to high roll, but I think this is the line. We're solidifying this left lane so I can't get cheed. And then they have to put down a lot of power, 15 power here middle. So it would be Demon and another big card. Which if they have like a Cannonball in this list maybe, because it seems like it has some like tech stuff. We beat Demon, Blue Marvel. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys did stick around to the very end, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Be on the lookout for a brand new style video tomorrow, and we're going to have, of course, our buyer bust for Infinity Ultron coming out on Saturday. And then we may have some big news coming this next week. Of course, they did just announce some Snap Pack stuff today, so definitely check that out on the Marvel Snap channel. Guest did an amazing job breaking that down with the group. But I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week if I don't see you again later. But yeah, God bless. It's been real, and Tucker out.